Hello, this is Mr. Hupp, and I want to make another getting started video. We're going to tackle a couple of different topics here. So first thing I'm going to do is start a file and new, and I'm working in the playground folder again, standard IPT, so I'm making a part. And I want to show you, we're going to do a sketch here, and I want to show you how to deal with lines and extending and cutting. So let's say that I have a few lines here, and so I have a line here and a line here, a line here, and I'm just throwing some lines out here. And let's see, I want to get not sure what I want to do here, so I'm gonna go to, let's see, like that. Okay, so I clicked a few lines. I've got this crazy shape, and it's not exactly what I want. I want to show you a couple of things. I want to show you the trim tool first. This is this lets you go in and cut pieces out of a shape. Trim. So I choose trim, and this lets me go in and clean up a sketch and get rid of things that I don't really need. Another one is extend, so I can click on a line and it will extend to the next part, and then I can go in and trim this out. So now I've got this really complicated shape that I made with a bunch of lines, and I trimmed and extended until everything was a nice closed loop. Closed loops are important because sometimes you want to make things that are that revolve. So we're going to do just a real simple revolve. I'm going to choose the revolve thing, and what you have to do is choose an axis. So I'm going to choose this long straight edge, and when I revolve that, you can do full revolution or angles or from in between. So I'm just going to do full. But you can see it took that shape and it revolved it and made it into a fairly complicated solid. So now we can hold down our Shift and center button, and we can view that in lots of different shapes there. You'll have to learn how to set, put a, if you want to make it look like a donut, you have to add a line to the side of your drawing and use that as your profile for revolution. We'll demonstrate that later. Okay. Sometimes when you're working on things, Control Z is your best friend. If you're putting in something and it's really messed up, Control Z and just undo it until you get to a point where it's usable again. This is usually faster than trying to fix something that was done wrong to start with. And if you have a series of wrong design choices throughout your part, a lot of times, especially with the parts we're doing at the start, it's easier to start over and just do it again than it is to go through and try to fix a bunch of mistakes. The thing is, as you use Inventor, when you do these drawings and revolutions and things, it's adding these constraints automatically in the background, and sometimes it can get really difficult to work around those, and until you've had more practice, it's really not very useful to struggle with that. So a lot of times it's just easier to abandon it and start over again and do it right. So the other thing I wanted to show you is, so I'm going to save this real quick, and we're going to do some construction lines. So I'm going to call this the spinny thing. I'll just call it spinning. I'm going to do a new part file and new. Previously I did a part where it was a square that we cut some holes and stuff out. So what I want to do now is start a sketch and go to this plane, the front plane, and I'm going to switch, use this little button here that's got a red line through it, switch to construction lines, and I'm going to draw the part that I did before. So I'm going to do a 2D rectangle, or a 2-point rectangle, not 2D rectangle, 3 by 2, and hit enter on that. And then I'm going to zoom out and scoot this around until I can see it. And you can see now that these are dashed lines just like the construction lines that we told you about. I'm still in 2D rectangle. I'm going to pull a 1 by 1 square out of that and hit enter. And now I have this sketch. So now I'm going to turn off my construction lines And now I'm going to switch to line, and now I'm just going to outline the shape that I want by going from corner to corner, following my construction lines. So you can see the little dots turn green as we go along, and I'm just connecting lines all the way around. And you have to watch, sometimes it loses it, and sometimes it just lets you keep going. So that's not what I wanted. Control Z, there it is. And I'm continuing with my line from here to here. So I used the construction line to define, well, let's go add this one, and it didn't take. Alright, so now I have a closed loop of this shape here, so I click Finish Sketch and choose Home so you can see the whole thing. So now I have this shape, and now all I have to do is extrude that 1 inch, and I have the part from one sketch. So this is one thing I prefer to do, especially making complicated shapes, is work in construction lines and then add in the pieces that are needed and then extrude it as one part all at once. Again, sometimes it's faster just to start over. If you make a lot of mistakes, don't cry over it. Don't get emotionally attached to your parts. Alright, that's all I have for now.